Okay, good evening. This is Debbie Davis. It is Friday, November 1st. Okay, so I just had an experience at a bank today that I thought I would just share. Well, a couple experiences. So I've been having these phone calls to Amazon. I just had another box that just had arrived today that just had one item instead of two. So I uploaded the video and they said it was delivered, but once again, it only delivered one instead of two. So now I have two expensive items missing, and that were not delivered. Because I ordered two at a time and only one came in the box. I took video of opening the box. So I mean, they can't say anything. It's like I have to videotape and document every single thing about my day now. That's how targeted and that's how much craziness is going on in our country right now. They're attacking me on every level, like, trying to get my supplies. And then I had the same thing happen with my supplier. This supplier that I order literally I've been with this company on and off since 2010, I believe, when I was in Phoenix. It's called Wood Brothers Industry. I've given them like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in business. And just this last order that I ordered from them for some of my supplies for water systems and stuff, I was just missing an item. And then also what they've done to me in the past is say if they send the wrong part, which is their fault, then I get an RMA number and I send the product back. And then multiple times now, I've never gotten the credit that I was supposed to get credited back to my card. So I got it. I had two issues with them just this past week, where not only did I not get the credit that they said, I mean, I looked at my account, nothing ever credited. And, they tried to say they did. Well, I'm the one looking at the account, and it's not here. And they sent me this statement, and it said all the different transactions that have happened on my account, and then the credit I was supposed to receive, but it didn't actually say they gave it. And then so it's literally like how the cops and the judges play. Well, it's our word against yours, and we have all the power. This is how this is the mindset of the Masons and the CIA. It's all about control, power, and taking. Control, power. It's like a Nazi mentality. So, but yeah, so I said, I'm just missing one part of my item. And I still didn't get that credit from, when you made a mistake and you sent the wrong, and I sent it back. And so they literally won't send me they said they're going to send me the item. We'll see if it actually happens, but they won't. They literally won't give me the credit. It's literally like pulling teeth to get anything from these companies that are owned by the Masons. So this company did this to me in the past, where they were playing all kinds of games, and then I had to switch to a different supplier, and then I switched back. But literally, I've given him business since 2010, and then since him and I got into it today, the manager, he said, well, I'm just going to close your account. So, okay, no big deal. So you made the mistake, and you won't credit me, even though I sent the products back. So isn't this called fraud? Yeah, because I sent the product back, and it shows on right here on the ledger that you owe me a credit, but you're just not going to give it, because we're just not going to do it, because we think we're above the law. And that's the way that the police act. That's the way the judges act. And they say this is the same thing that happened to me in court, is that they would pull me over. A lot of the stuff that was happening to me at first was saying I didn't put a turn signal on. Okay, never showed any evidence in court. Didn't have, and it was just the cop's word against mine in front of the judge. And who do you think is the judge decided they're going to take? It's literally they care nothing about following the law. These Masons, they care nothing. It really is the same mentality of a Nazi mentality. where they just want power and control, and they just want to take everything from us. That is what they are trying to do. They are trying to take everything from us. Okay, they'll kill whoever they want to kill. I mean, if we allow them to proceed in this new world order agenda. Okay, and then the other weird thing I had happen today is that I go to this bank where I pay rent here where I'm at, and I saw them switching out the ATM last time I was there. And so I go to the ATM today because I was going to withdraw cash, because that's how I pay my rent, is with cash. And the ATM, it was like a totally different ATM. It was like a weird looking one that I've never seen. And then it said, not dispensing cash. It's just like, okay, what is the point of an ATM? I mean, it was super weird. Like, this was at US Bank at the Lunds here and Golden Valley. And then there's like, I'm used to working with certain tellers there. They had all new tellers. These are the games that they play. They replace the normal employees. They'll fire them for no reason, and then they'll put their Masons or these deep state people in. And I've seen this. I saw this at the VA. That was happening at the patient advocate area at the VA. All of a sudden, this one guy I was working with, all of a sudden, this woman is now takes his position. Okay. It's happened at different suppliers. Like, all of a sudden I was working with this one girl, and then all of a sudden this other girl started emailing me back. And that's what I was talking about last night. It's like, I'm sorry, who are you now? I mean, oh, I'm taking over her account now. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I was fine with the other person. Is there a reason why I have to switch? But these are the games that they play. They will, and they did this at the UPS here locally. I was going there and doing some stuff. All of a sudden, like, every single person had been replaced by their people. Same thing with FedEx. I've seen that at FedEx. And so what they'll do is they'll fire like the totally normal good workers, and then they'll replace them with Masons or CIA people. But they're both working for the deep state. Anyway, it was super shady. I would be very careful with US Bank right now. When you have deep state people working at a bank, that means that they could, they could do something like what happened at Bank of America, where they could start going in and trying to manipulate stuff and start taking all your money. I don't bank with US Bank. I just pay my rent there. To where I'm renting, to the person that I'm renting from. But that was super shady what happened there. And like a whole new ATM, like an ATM, it was like a whole new machine that I have never seen before. And then it's like, not dispensing cash. Oh, okay. So I wouldn't doubt it if they were playing games like somebody would try to take cash out, and then it would say they dispense the cash, but actually they didn't dispense the cash. So that would be a way that they could try to, like, you'd be there and you'll be waiting for your cash, and it would be actually taken out of your account, but then the cash won't actually dispense. That's the game that I felt like maybe they were trying to play there. I've had one of the ways I've stayed alive as a whistleblower is listen to my intuition. And that is what I felt like. I felt like there was some kind of game they were trying to play there. It was all new people. They were super shady. The ATM machine was super shady. And so I feel like something shady is going on with US Bank. So I'm owed like hundreds of dollars from these suppliers that owe me money, and they're just openly frauding me. And so that's why I just try to expose these type of companies. This was Wood Brothers Industries, and they have a couple locations, and they're a water supplier. I've given them business, literally, like I said, since 2010. And, you have like one little incident, and they're like, oh, we're going to close your account now. That's what happened to me last time. It's like, they act like 10-year-olds. I'm addressing a professional matter. I said I'm missing a part. You know, I've worked with you for years. It's not like I have a pattern of saying that something's missing. So I would see if it would be maybe a pattern of me lying, but no, I don't lie, and I don't have a pattern of lying. So, really that's pretty much on you, because you can clearly see in my past that I have no pattern of making up anything that's missing. So any good, normal, professional manager would have just taken care of it immediately. Instead, it was like a battle. And, these guys have been childish with me in the past, not giving these refunds when they made a mistake and I sent the product back. Then they keep, like, what they do is they'll play games and they'll be like, oh, sorry about that, let me look into it again. And then I'll never get the credit. And then it'll just be like, they hope you just forget about it. And that is the game that they play. They make it so hard for you to get actually what you deserve, or the credit you deserve. And I'm dealing with the same thing with Best Buy. I returned a part there. I still have not gotten any refund from Best Buy. I went and talked to the manager there in Maple Grove, and he said, well, they're referring me to corporate, and they said you have to call corporate, and that I can't do the refund here because it's showing that it was already refunded. So now that's more money missing. So we're like in the hundreds now. And, so this is another part of the targeted game that they've been playing with me for years. I've literally lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars have been stolen from me. Every time the police pulled me over, I had to bail myself out. It was at least like $800. They lied about the bail money, and it should have been like $200 for these minor charges, and it wasn't even, there was no warrant. They made up the warrants. So they frauded me. The police have frauded me out of at least $5,000. And these suppliers are frauding me now. They're in on it. It's crazy, but we have to be very careful. I would be very aware of U.S. Bank right now, because it was super shady what was going on, and they had that new ATM. I wouldn't doubt it if they were trying to pull something like they did with Bank of America, where they took everybody's money overnight. I've never heard if anybody got that money back. So I wouldn't. U.S. Bank got in trouble like years ago for they got sued for millions here. They were playing these games where they were purposely causing people to get bounced checks, and so they could pay their charge their $29 fees. So I would be really careful with U.S. Bank. They had all new people there, and they had somebody watching me as I was making my deposit. I have to be really aware of my surroundings, so I notice all these things. Okay, so I just wanted to warn people about that.